Ben Shelton and Frances Tiafoe, unforgettable doubles moments at DC Open 2025. Exclusive gallery, the electric chemistry between Shelton and Tiafoe lights up DC Open 2025 doubles match. Gator Nation. The dynamic American duo that's reshaping tennis partnerships just delivered a performance worth remembering. But are they the future of US doubles dominance? Washington, D.C., July 21. Tennis enthusiasts were treated to a spectacular display of athleticism and teamwork as the William H.G. Fitzgerald Tennis Center hosted an exhilarating men's doubles match on the opening day of the Mubadala Citi DC Open 2025. The panoramic view captured the intensity of competition as Frances Tiafoe and Ben Shelton faced off against the Australian pairing of Matthew Ebden and John Peers, with the stadium's electric atmosphere providing the perfect backdrop for this high-stakes encounter. Photo credit, Scott Tage, Getty Images. Washington, D.C., July 21. The American partnership of Frances Tiafoe and Ben Shelton demonstrated remarkable coordination and strategic prowess during their men's doubles contest against Matthew Ebden and John Peers. Their synchronized movements and complementary playing styles highlighted why they've become one of the most watched pairs in the tournament circuit. For newcomers to tennis, doubles matches require exceptional communication between partners, something Tiafoe and Shelton have clearly mastered through their growing collaboration. Photo credit, Scott Tage, Getty Images. Washington, D.C., July 21. The Australian team of Matthew Ebden and John Peers showcased their technical expertise while returning a challenging shot against the American duo of Frances Tiafoe and Ben Shelton. This moment exemplifies the lightning-fast reflexes required in doubles tennis, where players must make split-second decisions while covering their portion of the court. For those unfamiliar with doubles strategy, successful returns often involve precise placement rather than overwhelming power, targeting the gap between opponents or forcing awkward volleying positions. Photo credit, Scott Tage, Getty Images. July 21, 2025, Washington, D.C., USA. This overhead perspective perfectly illustrates the tactical positioning employed during the thrilling encounter between Americans Frances Tiafoe, bottom left, and Ben Shelton, bottom right, versus Australians John Peers, top left, and Matthew Ebden, top right. For tennis novices, this bird's-eye view reveals how doubles teams must constantly adjust their court coverage based on their opponent's positions, a chess match played at breathtaking speed. Mandatory credit, Jeff Berkemain Images. July 21, 2025, Washington, D.C., USA. A moment of partnership dynamics captured as Ben Shelton, USA, left, observes while Frances Tiafoe, USA, right, executes a powerful forehand return against the Australian pair of Matthew Ebden and John Peers. This image perfectly demonstrates the trust between doubles partners, knowing when to take the shot and when to allow your teammate to leverage their strengths. For those new to doubles tennis, this balance between individual skill and team coordination is what makes the format so fascinating to watch. Mandatory credit, Jeff Berkemain Images. July 21, 2025, Washington, D.C., USA. The unbridled joy of competition shines through as Ben Shelton, USA, left, celebrates with partner Frances Tiafoe, USA, right, after securing a crucial point against their Australian opponents. This emotional moment highlights the psychological advantage that positive reinforcement provides in doubles tennis, where momentum shifts can determine match outcomes. The visible chemistry between Shelton and Tiafoe has become their trademark, making them fan favorites despite their relatively new partnership. Mandatory credit, Jeff Berkemain Images. Washington, D.C., July 21. Ben Shelton's passionate reaction during a pivotal moment in the men's doubles match alongside Frances Tiafoe speaks volumes about his competitive fire. This emotional display demonstrates why Shelton has quickly risen through the ranks of American tennis, bringing a refreshing intensity that resonates with fans. For those unfamiliar with Shelton's background, the former University of Florida star has successfully transitioned from collegiate tennis to the professional circuit, bringing his signature energy to both singles and doubles competition. Photo credit, Scott Tage, Getty Images. Washington, D.C., July 21. The on-court communication between Frances Tiafoe and Ben Shelton reveals the strategic depth of their partnership. These between-point consultations are critical in doubles tennis, allowing partners to adjust tactics, discuss service strategies, or identify patterns in their opponent's play. For tennis beginners, these brief interactions might seem casual, but they often contain sophisticated tactical adjustments that can completely shift the momentum of a match. Photo credit, Scott Tate, Getty Images. July 21, 2025, Washington, D.C., USA. The lighter side of competition emerges as Ben Shelton, USA, left, shares a humorous moment with partner Frances Tiafoe, USA, right, between points. This camaraderie demonstrates how maintaining positive energy can relieve pressure during high-stakes matches. For those new to watching tennis, these brief moments of levity serve an important psychological purpose, helping players reset mentally before crucial points. But here's where it gets controversial. Some traditional tennis purists question whether this new generation's more expressive approach undermines the sport's decorum. Mandatory credit, Jeff Berkemain Images. Washington, D.C., July 21, Frances Tiafoe, right, and Ben Shelton engage in tactical discussion during a critical juncture in their men's doubles match against the Australian pair. Their animated conversation highlights the continuous problem-solving required in doubles tennis, where strategies must evolve throughout the match in response to opponents' adjustments. For tennis enthusiasts learning about doubles play, these mid-match consultations often determine whether teams can exploit weaknesses or neutralize their opponent's strengths. Photo credit, Scott Tate, Getty Images. Washington, D.C., July 21. The synergy between Frances Tiafoe and Ben Shelton continues to develop as they exchange insights during their men's doubles contest. Their growing partnership represents an exciting development for American tennis, combining Tiafoe's explosive court coverage with Shelton's powerful serving and net play. For those following the evolution of U.S. tennis talent, this collaboration between two of America's most promising players could signal a resurgence in American doubles prominence on the international stage. Photo credit, Scott Tate, Getty Images. Washington, D.C., July 21. The triumphant celebration between Frances Tiafoe and Ben Shelton after securing a decisive point captures the essence of their partnership, athletic brilliance combined with genuine enjoyment of the game. This moment of shared success demonstrates why doubles tennis offers a unique spectacle, blending individual talent with team dynamics in a way that singles competition cannot match. And this is the part most people. Frances Tiafoe on the unique support at Washington Open, it's like a long homecoming. Imagine being a tennis superstar, with fans cheering your name and praising your every move. For Frances Tiafoe, this is a familiar feeling, especially when he steps onto the courts of the Washington Open. But here's the surprising part, Tiafoe finds it weird how excited people get to see him at this particular tournament. As one of the biggest stars on the ATP Tour, Tiafoe has had his fair share of ups and downs in 2025. He's had a mixed bag of results, with a highlight being his best ever run at Roland Garros, where he reached the quarterfinals. However, he wasn't able to carry this momentum into the grass court season, losing in the second round of Wimbledon. Now, as he prepares to take on the hard courts ahead of the US Open, Tiafoe is looking to put his past disappointments behind him. The Washington Open is a special tournament for Tiafoe, as it's where he made his ATP Tour debut in 2014. This year marks his 9th appearance, and is looking to improve on his semi-final finish from last year. But what makes this tournament so unique for Tiafoe? In a recent press conference, he revealed that he finds it weird how excited people are to see him at the Washington Open. "I mean, a lot of American tournaments for me for the last few years felt the same," said Tiafoe. "When I walk on the grounds, people are ultra excited. But here, it's just weird. Everywhere I go, it's like a long homecoming. I know everyone from security and everyone and staff for so long, and everyone's so excited to see me." Tiafoe's potential draw at the Washington Open is certainly an exciting one. He's received an automatic bye to the second round as the 6th seed and will face the winner of the match between Quentin Harleys and Alexander Kovacevic. But here's where it gets interesting. One of the main threats in Tiafoe's quarter is Flavio Cavalli, who could be a dark horse for the US Open after a breakout season in 2025. And this is the part most people miss. Tiafoe's doubles partner, Ben Shelton, could be a potential quarterfinal opponent, with the likes of Taylor Fritz and Lorenzo Musetti also standing in the way of a first Washington Open title. So, what do you think? Can Tiafoe overcome the challenges ahead and take home his first Washington Open title? Or will the pressure of being a hometown favorite prove too much to handle? Let us know in the comments. But here's a question to ponder. Is it possible that Tiafoe's weird feeling about the support he receives at the Washington Open is actually a sign of something more profound? Could it be that the pressure to perform in front of a home crowd is actually affecting his game? Or is it simply a case of Tiafoe being humble and grounded, despite all the attention and adoration? Whatever the reason, one thing is clear: Frances Tiafoe is a force to be reckoned with on the tennis court, and his journey at the Washington Open is definitely one to watch. And this is the part where we ask, what's your take on Tiafoe's chances at the Washington Open? Do you think he has what it takes to win it all, or will he fall short? Share your thoughts and let's get the conversation started. Frances Tiafoe's homecoming lights up DC Open 2025. The unstoppable rise of Frances Tiafoe, a homecoming hero at the DC Open. Imagine walking into a stadium and being mobbed by adoring fans, all clamoring for your attention. For Frances Tiafoe, this is a reality he's grown accustomed to, especially at the Mubadala Citi DC Open. As the DMV native makes his way through the crowded hallways, he's stopped every few feet to sign autographs, take photos, and chat with tournament staff. It's a whirlwind experience, but one that Tiafoe wouldn't trade for the world. For Tiafoe, the DC Open is more than just a tennis tournament, it's a homecoming. Growing up in College Park, Maryland, just 30 minutes away from the tournament site, Tiafoe learned the game at the Junior Tennis Champions Center, where his father was part of the crew that built the facility. After over a decade training with his brother Franklin, Tiafoe moved to Boca Raton, but the DC Open has always held a special place in his heart. As he takes the court, Tiafoe is met with a sea of adoring fans, all clad in his signature gear. One enthusiastic supporter even sports a sandwich board reading "Frances Tiafoe in DA House." It's a level of devotion that's hard to ignore, and Tiafoe is grateful for the love and support. "I love this area wholeheartedly, man," Tiafoe gushes in an interview. "It shaped me into the person I am today. To be able to see what a tournament has been, to now be the face of the event, it's incredible." But Tiafoe's impact extends far beyond the tennis court. As one of the few African American players in the sport, he's become a role model for young players of color. It's also amazing, seeing more people of color want to watch the game, play the game, be around it, being more knowledgeable about it, he explains. "We had a few guys before doing amazing things, Arthur Ashe, and kind of want to keep that going, just keep that thing going." Tiafoe's recent success on the court has only added to his appeal. Fresh off a first career Roland Garros quarterfinal, he's riding high on a wave of confidence. "I feel like now I have a shot at all four majors, and so, that did change my mindset," he reveals. "It made me realize that it doesn't matter what you have or haven't done before. I think if you're ready to go and are in the right mental space, if you're happy and have the right amount of passion, you can kind of do anything." As the main event for the tournament's opening night session, Tiafoe is set to partner with Ben Shelton for a doubles match against Aussies John Peers and Matt Ebden on Stadium Court. With his signature charm and charisma, Tiafoe is sure to bring the house down. But here's where it gets interesting: can Tiafoe's homecoming heroics translate to success on the court? Will he be able to channel the energy of the crowd into a winning performance? One thing's for sure, with Tiafoe on the court, it's always going to be a wild ride. So, what do you think? Can Frances Tiafoe bring home the title at the DC Open? Share your thoughts in the comments below.